Guys, I have to share this one with you. So I met a lady recently. She's around in her 70s, and she started to go into details about her life with me. She started to talk about when she was in middle school, she met her now husband, and they started to date. They were pretty young, and they ended up dating and getting married eventually. And she told me it's been 58 years since they've been married. So do the maths, you'll see that they've only had each other as partners. They've never ventured outside unless it's infidelity. So she started to talk to me talk to me about the fact that that's the only person she's known, and she is in her 70s, and she said when you're in your 70s, and actually when you're younger, you never look at the fact that one day you're gonna get older. I don't think any of us, when we're in our 20s or 30s, we're really reflecting or thinking. We're out there just living life and just getting our careers so that we can travel, so that we can run our own business, so that we can flourish in our careers and live a good life with our families, husband and wife, kids. So she said she's in her 70s, and she is in a state of the last stage on I forgot the name of I can't remember the name of it, but I think it's generativity versus stagnation is the last stage of life. And she's at the last stage where she's reflecting on, did she accomplish everything that she wanted? She's miserable in her marriage. It's 58 years, and she said you would think that she would be so excited, so happy with this person that she spent 58 years with, but she is not doing well in her health. And she said she honestly believes that, every time that her husband visits her, because she had to go to the hospital to recover. Every time he visits her in the hospital, he's angry at staff members, he's carrying on, he's misbehaving, wanting her to be well enough to go back home. And she said, to be honest, I believe that it's more of him wanting me to come home because he knows that I'm the one who takes control of like finances and make sure everything is run right in the house. She's pretty much, he hands that responsibility over to her. So he's pretty much upset with her, but in an indirect kind of way, where he's not pretty much showing her that that's what it is. He's not saying it directly, but in a very discreet way, he's acting out. So she was very distraught, and she's talking to me and telling me, at one point she was making more money than he was financially in the house, and he took that as an offense, and he would really mistreat her and also let her know that just call her all types of words, and also tell her that he suspects that she's being unfaithful at work. And she said, it never came up in our marriage like infidelity or another woman or man, because she said, I know I am not cheating and have never cheated. But she said it could be that he's the one that's cheating, but trying to project that behavior. He's projecting, or he's making it appear that she's the one that's cheating when he really is the one that's cheating. And there are a lot of times that partners will do that to kind of make you feel like, all is well. Trust me, I'm not unfaithful, and I see signs in you because you're calling the shots. You're a big boss, and you probably don't want me, but in truth and in fact, they're the ones that's really, being unfaithful. So all these different things, she was, letting me in on her private business. A lot of people from time to time, they do that. When they are going through a lot, they will find someone that will listen And so she was talking to me about it. She was like, you know, I can't believe I'm at this age. If I'm in my 70s now, I guarantee that I only have maybe about a 5-year left of my life to live, you know. And what does that entail? She said, I harbored all these worldly assets then. She said, I collected things. I have them all here at home. And I'm starting to give them away because I'm coming into the realization that my time here is short, and now I have all these ailments, and she's just depressed and sad. And it just made me like really stop and really reflected on life, and just like think that in the end that the only thing that's really important is what we do and the time that we spend with God. Because here's someone who you would think that she's found her soulmate, or the person that she spent 58 years with, and here she is crying out that this is not the person for her, because of the person's behavior, and she's unhappy, and she's looking back at her life now and saying, my life is like all over. I have all these bills that I owe, and he's not there for me, and he wants me to get well quick so I can take over all the responsibilities. And I'm just saying, every time you think that you're going through something, there's someone else going through something worse than you are. And it's the peace of mind that this woman is looking for, peace even before she passes. But she's unsettled because here she is reflecting on, have I accomplished anything that's worthwhile here on earth? But at the end of the day, I gave her some serious advice. I said, hey, one day at a time, all these things that you're worried about, you can't take them with you when you do leave this earth. You cannot take them with you. And even if you're worried about bills, even if you're worried about your husband, God forbid you die today, are all these things going with you in that grave? No. So you have to stop, and before we can love anyone or before we can take care of everyone, we have to be able to take care of ourselves. You have to self-care and self-love. You have to stop all these years of 58 years or however long she said she's been tortured with bad treatments, ill treatment. I told her, you know, therapy is important just for you. Couples therapy is important because that's still your husband, and you know, you can't rule out the marriage. You're still in a covenant, and that's under God. But you do need to take time for you to get some counseling, because you are here, you're fragile, there's lots of hope. You can just hear it, you know, a cry for help. So if there's anyone out there that's feeling defeated, feeling stressed, feeling without hope, there is a God who, it doesn't matter what you're going through. It doesn't matter what you're going through. He sees and he knows. And the more you worry about whatever it is that you're going through, is the more you're taking away from your life, the little life that you have left here. Because honestly, none of us know the very moment that we will not be here anymore on this earth. And why should we spend it worrying about things that we have absolutely no control over? I don't have control over what happens tomorrow and the day after and next week and next month, next year. So if you don't have control over those things, what do you have to do? You have to let them go, let it go, and live day by day, minute by minute, second by second, hour by hour. You cannot sit here and worry about your bills. You got to be responsible. Of course, you have to, do what you have to do. But in terms of things that you have no power over changing or improving for the time being or fixing, you have to continue to trust God that He can make everything work out. He will be able to fix every little area of your life that you feel like there is no hope of it being fixed with human touch or with human's hand or whatever you may call it. You have to really and truly let it go. And I had to let that lady know, let it go. You cannot add any years to your life. You cannot remove any stress. You can't do what you can do is take care of you first by taking the time that you need to heal and to get therapy. And so you can take time for yourself. You can focus on yourself. You can focus on your relationship with God. And this doesn't mean to completely cut people off. But first you have to put your needs before everyone else's so that you can be in the right frame of mind to be there for others. So self-care is not something selfish. It's just something that you have to preserve your life and your health and your strength and your spiritual strength also, and health. So with that being said, turn it over to Jesus and He will make everything okay. And that's what I wanted to share with you today. Whatever you're going through, just remember you have absolutely no control, human control over the end result. You can put in the work to make things better. You should put in the work to make things better. But at the end of the day, God has the final say with the outcome of all of our lives. So just turn it over to Him and leave it in His hands, and you will smile the rest of the way. One love, God bless, and I love you. Big up yourself.